they had us the first half. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee to one Jennings. Jennings makes the catch. Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win.
He got it.
If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Dang, you're all over the place, bro. You're still muted.
No, I can't get it. I can't get it.
Getting old.
We're back. Ready to do and welcome into More Important Issues. Today is Thursday, May 8th. It's been a while since we've been back, but I'm in town, back in town. Joey's about to graduate. Caleb's working late. We got Deuce and Dylan help us out in the background. So it's a little dysfunctional, but that's what makes Tennessee so great is we are a little all around dysfunctional. So happy to be back. Thank y'all for hopping in, listening. If y'all have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat. Got a good show. We got some transfer news that we haven't talked about yet. So we're going to get to that. And we're going to talk a little bit of ball, a little bit of football positions, different, concerning, not concerning, maybe talented, maybe some we're excited for. We're going to hop into some of those position groups and see kind of what expectations hold for us personally. I'm also going to talk about this baseball team. It's time. You got to kick it in gear. Hopefully, like these last couple weekends were just a kick in the butt to get going. Because you want to be playing your best baseball at the end of the season. Well, you only got 2 series left, and it's probably 2 of your biggest rivals, I would say. I know Arkansas is a more recent one, but the hatred from Dave Van Horn and Tony Vitello is pretty great. So got Vandy this weekend at home, and then got Arkansas on the road coming up next week. And then it's postseason play. It's SEC tournament, it's Hoover, and then it's regional. So you want to have the best seed possible. Tennessee needs to win one of these next 2 series. Don't get swept in the other one if you do lose. And then, maybe make some noise in Hoover a little bit to make sure you're a top 8 seed going into the thing where you are able to host up until Omaha. That's the goal. That's what you need to do. Tennessee's got the talent to do it. They just need to make it happen. All right, guys, before we get going, go check out our good friends at hoviedrygoods.com. Hovie Dry Goods is awesome. Love their hats. Great people over there. They got us some hats on the way, and I can't wait to post them and hopefully sell a little bit. Hopefully you want one too. So we're going to have some of those here upcoming. But yeah, go check them out. Use promo code MORE for 15% off that first purchase. Again, promo code MORE for 15% off that first purchase at hoviedrygoods.com. All right, let's get into it. Tennessee landed a huge commitment in the transfer portal. And I think that's kind of hard to do when you look at the spring window. I don't think there's a ton of talent in it, but I think Tennessee made the most of it with the addition of Colorado cornerback Colton Hood. What were your kind of thoughts on Colton Hood, Joey?
Yeah, I mean, I remember him from last season, and so it was kind of obviously a shocker to turn that so quick. But Jacoby Thomas leaving, where we weren't really expected to go in the spring portal and have much action, just because there's not much to be had. But we went in there, and I think that's probably like the best person. I mean, out of the use of a spring portal grab, like A+ pick, I guess. Like you fill a position you need, especially with Jermon McCoy's, ACL injury, still being unsure about a returning timetable for that. Kind of boost you right back where you need to be after kind of that Thomas Portal news kind of was a hit to the gut, so it kind of balanced out a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You want to kind of shore up your defensive backfield, and not having Jermon McCoy. I mean, I guess you're going to have him at some point. What does that look like? Does he have any lingering effects? Is he 100%? I just think those are kind of question marks that you just don't know until you know. And getting a guy like Colton Hood that can kind of shore up that cornerback position, a guy with experience, a guy with multiple years of eligibility left, a guy that was productive at Colorado, started his career at Auburn, went to Colorado, had 2 picks, 24 tackles last season. I think one thing that I'm kind of interested in is does he kind of throw his name in the hat for a returner as well, because he had 2 interceptions. The returning yards was 105 yards. So I'm extremely excited about the addition of Colton Hood just for defensive, but I think he can give you a little bit of special teams. Maybe, that's something I think Tennessee was just lacking last year. Just didn't have a true playmaker back there that was going to, take the top off the defense until they finally put Boo Carter back there. I don't know why it took so long, but I think he could be another option back there, whether that be a kick returner or a punt returner. I think Boo Carter is going to be playing all over the place. But I think having a guy like Colton Hood definitely helps when Jermon McCoy's hurt, obviously, but also like, can Jalen McMurray play some star? Can he play some safety? That kind of frees you up a little bit. Can, Boo Carter play a little bit of everything else, offense, returner, defense, and then you have guys that can just kind of like cross train a little bit. I just think it opens up the options a little bit and see kind of what you can make. But I think it's a really good option for Tennessee to land such a quality body in the transfer portal.
Yeah, I mean, special teams, if Boo's going to be all over the damn field, like it only helps shore up that position at returning, just to give the kid a breather. I mean, at least have some options back there to some speed. Like you said 2 interceptions, he had like 101 yards?
105.
105. Now, was one of them like a pick at the goal line and he had like a free 90 yards? And
his longest was 59, so it was 2 really good returns.
2 solid returns. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll blame that on – or I'll just say he's a great player. I won't blame the shitty conference he was playing against. But
yeah. And I know I think he only started a couple games, but it was like he did get a lot of balls thrown his way. He had 6 pass deflections because he was playing opposite of Travis Hunter. And I think a lot of fans at Colorado, from what I've read, it looks like he was kind of going to take over that Travis Hunter role on defense this next season. So I'm not really sure why jump in the portal. I guess that's a bit of a concern. He's been 2 places already now. Like, is he going to last at Tennessee for those years of eligibility? You don't know, but you're looking at this season. You wanted immediate help, and you got that late in the process, and I think that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, in today's portal world, like I'm not even asking unless you're like a quarterback's the only position that I'm even like give me more than a year. I'm not even gonna just 1 year time. I don't like if that's where we're trending right now. Fine, I'd rather have it than none. But I'm not gonna get attached to anybody, not even a starting quarterback apparently. So
right. Well, you can. It's
because it's not. I mean, it's not.
You'll appreciate them when they're gone. Is all you can do.
I'm damn for sure not buying any jerseys. I need to see
done with the jerseys.
I'll get a jersey after that they're done here. I want to see what mark they leave first.
Yeah, you have to.
It's crazy.
Tennessee lands Colton Hood. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You got me?
Why my computer's like just spazzing out over here. It's saying.
Really?
Whatever. I was looking kind of at like his game log here a little bit. So his 2 interceptions came against Arizona, which had a really good quarterback, really good receiver that just went number 8 overalls to my Carolina Panthers. And then he had an interception against Kansas State quarterback. Was it Avery Johnson?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, again, he only played in how many starts did he have?
I think he had 2 starts, and he played in 13 games.
Okay. So, yeah, even with 2 starts, 13 games, 24 tackles, those 2 picks. I mean, I think he's just it's an extra body again back there that I think in this defensive system, like, he'll have a field day, I hope. I don't think it's one of those, like, I think cornerback's one of the positions where, like, talent shows no matter what school you're at. Obviously, depending on the receiver you're playing, like, those matchups are going to be impossible to gauge. I mean, going up versus some shitter versus, some of the best wide receiver talent in the country. But, dude, it's a body back there. He's impressive. He's a good player. Lord knows we need it. So, I love it. I give it a A grade. Again, if the biggest deal is
10.
Yeah, if he's bouncing around schools, if that's our biggest worry, like, that's fine. Come play solid ball, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this was a good game. And, like, he's going to come in and compete. Like, that's –
Yeah.
I mean, he's a quality – he started games at a high level. He's practiced in the SEC, so he kind of knows what that's like. He's going to be perfectly fine when he gets here. Can he – and then your questions, like, your worry about Jermod McCoy isn't as big now that you have that body in Colton Hood. If you didn't land him and you're going in with, like, we have Jalen McMurray and Ricky Gibson, and some freshmen basically is all you got.
Yeah.
That's alarming. And somebody asked me the other day, it was like, why do you think he left? Now, he was going to start.
Yeah.
And replace the guy who just won a Heisman Trophy. Why do you think he left? Well, my reaction was like, well, probably because Colorado is going to absolutely be atrocious next year. Without Jimmy Horn's gone, you got Travis Hunter's gone, Shadur's gone. I mean, yeah, well,
I mean, like, it's
just
the matter of riding the peak. Like, he was part of a big Colorado team. You play next to Travis Hunter. He really, like, reached the peak of, like, where his value probably is, at least without him, like, proving it himself. So that's, like, that seems to me the most reason why he would do that is just like, hey, I'm riding off, all this talent that was around me and, like, successful team, I guess. So it makes sense. Leave the wagon when it's going full speed when you're at high peak. So
yeah.
And
Tennessee lost a couple players to Colorado and Larry Johnson and John Slaughter. I think Tennessee won that trade.
I'll take it. 2 college football trades now.
Yep, 2 college football. First ever. We're
2.
killing it with the trades. I don't know if we won the quarterback one. I guess that's to be determined. But right now, I'd probably say no. But we'll see. Maybe we will win that at some point. We'll see.
That would be nice.
Yep. Anything else for Colton Hood before we kind of move on here?
No, I mean, we'll kind of see as we progress. We'll get into fall camp and eventually, see hear a little bit more, get some reports, kind of see how he's looking back there again. We'll get a little bit closer to a return timeline and see where everybody's at and just kind of see what that, defensive backfield is going to look like. But yeah, I'm excited. Get him in a jersey, get him on the field, get him practicing, get him reps, get him used to the system. Let's use him.
Yeah. All right. Before we hop into the position talk here, you got a good friend to tell us about?
Yes, sir. All right. Y'all know we love Grade A grounds. Hey, coffee lovers, do you want to start your day with a fresh, locally roasted cup of coffee and make a difference while doing it? Grade A grounds is more than just great coffee. They're all about giving back. Right now, you can support an incredible cause by purchasing one of their special edition coffee bags featuring artwork from talented students and benefiting amazing organizations. And if you're a part of a school, team, church, or nonprofit looking for a delicious way to raise funds, they've got you covered. With their coffee fundraisers, your group keeps 40% of every sale, meaning more support for the things that matter most to you. And here's the best part. Just for being a loyal listener, they are giving you 10% off your order. Use the promo code MORE, MORE, MORE at checkout and enjoy premium coffee while supporting a great mission. Head over to gradeagrounds.com to grab your bag today. That's gradeagrounds.com. And don't forget to use promo code MORE, MORE, for 10% off. Drink great coffee, make a great impact. Grade A Grounds coffee with a cause, baby. Shout out Grade A Grounds. I'm not even a coffee. Was it the beef or blueberry they had at the golf tournament we did? I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't do caffeine. Delicious.
Dude.
Absolutely delicious.
Even the smell, like I could just like I might buy bags. Like I'm with you. I'm not a huge coffee person. When I do though, I'm drinking Grade A Grounds. But I could just buy that bag just for the smell. Like the smell is incredible.
No, it's impeccable. It's such a fresh, and then they got the Volsicle, which comes out every now and then.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they've got
looking forward to football season and get the Volsicle because that's they just do it right over there. Go check them out. Get some discounted coffee. What more could you want? You're already gonna drink it.
Yeah, you're gonna pay.
You're gonna buy it somewhere. You might as well get it discounted and get a better flavor.
Do it for the kids.
Yeah,
Folgers ain't
and for
donating any money to kids. Keurig ain't donating money to kids.
Yep.
Support your students.
All right, let's talk about some positions here real quick. First, I want to ask you, what'd you say?
I said, yeah, let's do it.
What's a position you are most concerned with heading into 2025?
I mean, it's got to be quarterback. That's like the one that everyone's kind of freaking out about right now. It's not – I mean, you knew who was behind Nico, right? You didn't expect this to happen, but you at least like – have some trust in these guys, right? They're bought in, between Merck and McIntyre. Again, I don't know if we won the trade. I don't think we did at the moment. Again, I would love Joey Aguilar to come in and kill it in camp and prove me wrong. But there's just not enough confidence to say that any three of those guys are going to take us above 7 wins. Like, I think that we could, and I think the team's they're going to have to rely, this is going to be hopefully a very running back heavy spot, and I'm sure we'll get to the running back room in a minute. But it's just one of those that kind of lets you, like, you don't feel confident resting on anybody yet. I mean, it's May, and we don't know at all who starting quarterback's going to be. So, I mean, that's a worry in any system or any room. So I don't know.
If Joey Aguilar is bad, are you just going to be Boots next season? Do you have to change your name a little bit?
I don't want him tarnishing my name. I mean, I'll get out there and suit up if I have to, if I need to bring the name back. I can't throw more than 20 yards, but I can throw a heater to like 5 yards. Let me do some checkdowns, some quick checkdowns, little screen pass.
You'll hit somebody right on the chest.
Oh, well, eventually.
Okay. Just don't throw it to the other team. I think that's all we ask. Sometimes. Hit an open receiver.
I can do it. Run the numbers.
There you go. Yeah, I think quarterback is definitely the right answer here. You just don't. There's so many question marks. There's no experience besides a guy who was at App State for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And you just don't know how that's going to transfer over to the SEC. You just have zero clue. I mean, obviously UCLA saw something because they landed him. They thought he was one of the top quarterbacks in the portal. But I don't know. I don't know what to think about. I think it's going to be an interesting fall camp to see kind of what that race looks like. I mean, definitely McIntyre and Merklinger have the upper hand right now just because they know the offense, have been here longer. How fast can Joey Aguilar pick up the offense?
Yeah.
How fast can he mesh with the locker room? Can he get some rapport with the wide receivers? Does he know where to go? Like if there's a check, I don't know. Can he make plays when things go bad, because that's going to help. If he can't pick up if he has a grasp of the offense, but it's not perfect, but he makes plays with his legs, then that gives you a different kind of dynamic that I don't know if I think Merklinger's fine with the ball, and so does probably McIntyre, like with their legs, but I think Joey Aguilar will probably give you a little bit more. So can he improvise and just make plays? Because that's kind of all you're wanting. I don't know what the expectations are for me right now. I don't think there's a whole lot.
Yeah. Setting the bar pretty low.
Yeah. But can he surprise some people? Can he go and just be a gamer and win football games? It doesn't have to be pretty. Hendon Hooker, he threw some pretty deep balls, but sometimes it wasn't pretty. Can you do enough to win football games? Joe Milton did enough to win football games. Nico did enough to win football games. And some people are going to be like, well, he had a really good running back. Whatever. He didn't lose football games except for Arkansas. Yeah. Ohio State, I do want to bring up this about Nico real quick. A lot of people are going to bash him, and fine. Whatever. He was, when Dylan Sampson went out, he was the best player on Tennessee's team against Ohio State.
By a mile.
Yeah.
And he was, again, people can phrase
it. It's going to be a tough loss. Now, can Joey Aguilar give you something to where it's not that big of a loss? We'll see. But somebody has to go and win the job.
Yeah. And I think I think this is also a healthy amount of competition that it'll probably, force everybody to play just a little bit tighter, and the competition just, it's obviously going to sharpen you. So,
yeah. And you got a good schedule to make things happen. You just got to go do it, go produce. And besides quarterback, I guess my most concerning group, man, all of it's a little concerning, I guess. I think just kind of going off the quarterback, probably your offensive line, just because of who you lost. You've done well in the portal. Obviously, David Sanders is going to be a huge part of that. Who's your third tackle? If you do deal with injuries, can Lance Hurd take a step? There's just question marks all the way across it. Who's your center? There's just so many question marks to go along with that offensive line. And I don't think we'll have really any answers until we get to Syracuse.
Get some reps, yeah.
So I think offensive line is probably up there. I think a big one that not a lot of people are talking about, I'm kind of concerned with running backs. And I know you've had running backs produce every single year, and it's been fine. But you're going to rely on Peyton Lewis to take a huge step.
Which I think
Morris
last year, last year, him getting more reps than we thought he would. That's going to obviously end up in the wall. I walked away from the season pleasantly surprised with Peyton Lewis's talent. So it definitely gives you some breathing room, but you got two young guys in there. And then obviously Duke's transfer, Star Thomas. But these are still both young guys. And Deshaun Bishop, I always got the running joke. He falls forward. He's going to fall forward for that extra yard. But these aren't.
But right now, I just don't know if there is a true home run threat like there was with Jalen Wright and Dylan Sampson.
Yeah, no, going from it. It's kind of the same thing. The quarterback going from Jalen Wright and then Dylan Sampson. It's going to be a little bit of a hangover. You're not going to get that same level of talent, especially for a single producer. When Dylan Sampson went out of the game, and even with Deshaun and Peyton Lewis splitting reps, you could feel it by a mile. You're not.
Yeah.
Those two guys can't match it. So, the depth there and the age kind of stresses me out a little bit, and mixing it with the fact, that whole dynamic, you're going back to the offensive line, the interior worries me a little bit more. Like you said, you got some solid transfers. That's good. Lance Hurd disappointed, in my opinion, a little bit last year. We'll see about David Sanders. It's kind of again, you're relying on an entirely true freshman. So, but that mesh with the new quarterback in a shaky running back situation, just, you want one of those to be really solid, and no three of them are as solid as they've been the last couple of years. So that's where I worry that if they don't get something figured out by camp, then it's going to be really, I don't know, something sloppy.
Yeah.
If there's not one part of that offense to lean on, protecting the quarterback when the quarterback isn't the A-level quarterbacks that you've had, and then the running back's not your fail-proof.
Yeah, because if there's not a step in quarterbacks from last year, if it's truly a downgrade like it could be,
yeah,
I mean, you're going to rely on that running game. You relied on it so much last year. I just think replacing Dylan Sampson is a huge task that I don't know. It's just kind of like wait and see.
Yeah.
Hopefully it works out, but right now I'm a little concerned with the running backs just because of kind of all of the offense as a whole, because it all kind of runs together. But if you can't rely on your running backs and your quarterbacks are a downgrade from last year, it's going to be a rough time watching our offense play.
Yeah, it's and I mean, obviously, if Nico's in the situation moving forward, we would feel. I'm other than age, the receiving core. I mean, I think it's fair enough that it's good talent, but none of that matters if you can't get your quarterback situation figured out. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of plug and play. I don't know. It's just we got a bunch of young dudes on this football team, got a bunch of transfers. It's just kind of the new age college football. You got to go trust Heupel and the guys.
Yeah, he gets paid a lot of money.
Yeah, you got to go figure it out.
So
we're not scrapping. It's not like we're scrapping together a bunch of JUCO guys. Like these are still. I mean, some of that receiving talent is top class, but you got to go make magic happen. Again, you're right. That's what you get paid to do, and I think he's done that to his credit to a fair degree for sure. So, I'm not out on it.
It's talent. It might be a little unproven talent. There might be question marks, but it's talented. So,
right.
You've had the resources to assemble this roster. You got to figure it out. I mean, this could be. I mean, honestly, like I don't know about this season, but these next couple of years could really solidify Josh Heupel to be one of the top coaches in the country.
Yeah.
If he's able to make some of this work. Or, we could be here in a couple of years being like, when is it time?
Yeah, what's your
and that's
floor?
reality.
Not even your floor about your expectation, but like, well, I guess, yeah, it is expectations. But I'm saying, like, where do you – because we basically – I mean, this is basically, your depth chart, pending anything crazy. I don't see us getting some crazy addition. I'm just curious where like your expectation, but also like what he needs to be able to do with his talent to not consider it a failed season, I guess.
Yeah. Wait, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Say it again if you don't care.
Just like your record and sense of where he needs to be to like maintain, just not be a failure of a season.
Yeah, I mean, I think like you won 10 games last year. I mean, I think you got to. I think 7-5. You're like,
yeah,
wasn't great, but I don't even know if that. I think 8-4 is where like you probably have to be.
7-5, you start going, damn. Like, I don't care that you kind of mix together some people last minute. Like, it's an elite.
Because you go 8-4 and win a bowl game, I think.
Yeah,
all is well.
Yeah.
You move on to the next season, you get better, and hopefully you win 10 games the next year. 8-4, 7-5. I think that's tough because you've lost games that you should win.
Yeah,
and that means you're probably losing to Georgia, you're losing to Alabama, you're losing to Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what Syracuse is like, but I think that would be a huge step in the wrong direction if you lose that game.
Well, it also starts you off on like the worst footing. I mean, you're not. How are you going to go contend in the SEC if you can't get past Syracuse?
Yeah, you got to get revenge on Arkansas.
It's a neutral site. Like we're not even. I mean, not that Syracuse is pulling like crazy, but yeah. You just don't want to see, like, if you go on the road and lose to Kentucky or you go on the road and lose just like Mississippi State, like either of those games, they're like that's where you start talking about 7-5. Because again, let's assume.
And even if you're 8-4, like what are those losses like?
Yeah.
Like, are we sitting here like, oh, you lost one you shouldn't have to Mississippi State, like, or to Kentucky? Like, that's, I don't know. That's going in the wrong direction. I feel.
See, but I feel like at a minimum 8-4, even if you lose to Bama, Georgia, and Florida, and then slip one up against either Kentucky or Mississippi State, your floor should be 8-4. You should not have it. There's no other game on that schedule that I could find a fifth loss unless you slip up both Mississippi State and Kentucky or
Arkansas at home. Oklahoma's at home. That's going to be a tough game. Probably they got a new quarterback.
I did forget Oklahoma.
Yeah,
and Vanderbilt will be end game season. It'll be a Neyland, but I mean, like, I don't know what they're going to look like this year. I mean, they had us in the first 8 minutes last year. Honestly,
yeah. Good God, that was that was tough to watch. What about least concerned for position group?
I don't even like that there's not like a surefire one. Like I said, I like the talent at receiver a lot. It's just the age. I think there's I'm pretty sure Brazel's the only I think he's the only upperclassman, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look at it.
No, I think you're right.
Other than Miles Kitzelman, who's dealing with the pec injury. Sophomore, freshman, redshirt. Trey Weary, but come on. Then it's redshirt freshman, sophomore, freshman, redshirt freshman. So I mean, but there's a lot of talent there. I mean, obviously snagging Amari Jefferson. I think Braylon Staley is going to be really good talent. He looked fresh at spring game. I think I don't know how Boo Carter's going to play into things. I'm not sure how they're going to try to utilize him at slot. But overall, I feel like that's a solid group on offense, and then defensive front's probably where I'd lay my cards. I think that's just a way more built out group and way more structured right now than the secondary. But like we said, if you get Jerron McCoy back, you at least have a decently filled out secondary that I'm a little bit more confident in. But yeah.
Well, yeah, it's got to be Rodney Garner's group. Like I'm going to trust him over probably anybody on the staff and getting the most out of his talent. I know you have to replace a lot. James Pierce is one of those. Amari Thomas, Omar Norman Lott. You had 2 high draft picks there that's going to be tough to replace. But, Jackson Moy, hopefully he takes a step. You get Dominic Bailey back. You get Joshua Josephs back. Like, those are 2 big-time players for you. You have embarrassment of riches at edge. You have Jordan Ross. You have some freshmen in Marion Dye that you really like. You have the Ethan Utley. Who is the other 5-star defensive lineman that I can't think of right now? I don't know. Anyway, you have him as well. But you also you're going to get guys are going to produce and that. And you have 2 guys. I thought Joshua Josephs had the best season of his career last year. I thought he was. James Pierce was definitely Tennessee's most talented defensive lineman. But when you look at overall production, Joshua Josephs was right there. And he was actually, his freshman year, played over James Pierce, which is crazy. But so I really like the talent from Joshua Josephs. Hopefully he can take another step, stay healthy. But I feel like you got a good group of guys that can handle their own in that defensive front. I think they're going to be just fine. Again, it's concerning that there's not a ton of guys there that are returning, but there's talent.
Yeah,
it's you have one of the best coaches in the SEC coaching them up. So
yeah, it's definitely the side I'm way less worried about. And then with Arian Carter and T. Lander behind him, those are guys that they're tenured, they're upperclassmen. These are guys that know the system. They're coached well. There's just not as many question marks. So it's going to be a season probably where you're leaning very heavily on, the opposite of 2022. It's going to go be defensively heavy. You're not going to win games 49-52. You're going to try to win them 17-24, which is fine. Still win the win column. However you have to do it, go do it. But you're going to probably 80% confident that you're going to lead through that defense because the offense is unproven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that it can't.
Right. Isaiah Campbell was the other one. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I forgot him. And then Christian Gass is another. I think he'll end up being an edge when he gets to Tennessee. That's going to be a good recruit for Tennessee. What can he kind of give you? You have, good Lord, I can't think of anybody not. You have the kid from Riverdale will be a junior. His brother was here. He transferred to Colorado a couple years ago. Anyway, you got plenty of talent at that defensive front. So I think that's my least concern. Who do you think is your most talented group overall?
Most talented? Oh. It goes back to the D line. I mean, I don't know that it's necessarily raw talent. I just know that it fits in Tennessee's system the best in terms of talent. Like those are the guys that you're going to lean on. Shit. I mean, I think proven talent that we've seen, it's probably that D line. I'm very high on the receiver group. I think there's a lot of unproven talent there. I think there's guys that have been kind of hiding in the shadows, haven't had the spotlight. And that might be tainted by a tricky quarterback situation. So I don't want to, rule things out. But I have been very high on this receiving group talent-wise. Again, a lot of it unproven. But I don't know. I have a good feeling about it. And I think if we can get the quarterback play figured out, I think you're going to have a good amount of stars pop out on that receiving core.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like that receiving group. I think they are super talented, and you've recruited well at that position to get to where you're at. You're going to rely on a lot of young guys, and that's just reality. But
yeah,
it is what it is. But you got to kind of trust that, like, hey, we hit on these are the guys that a couple of years ago we signed and thought they could help this program. Well, now you ain't got a choice. Like, they got to help. Whether that's, Chris Brazzell, hopefully he takes another step like we've seen in this system. Like, that second year seems to really help guys out. Mike Matthews, he's coming in here as like a underclassman, but when you look at his production last year, he's second on the team in catches that's returning.
Yeah, and we were begging for more reps last season. Like, it's it's there, and you've seen him play well in the games that he has, shown out in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just got to go do it. And, with all that NIL stuff and everything like that, I don't know if it's fair or not, but now you kind of put a target on your back where, hey, you got to go produce. You got to go earn that money that it went public and this and that. Like, you got to go make something happen.
Yeah.
I think my most talented will probably be, I'm going to go linebacker.
Yeah.
I like the linebacker group. I think you recruited really well with, those guys. You had Brandon Haynes. You had Jaden Harmon, Jaden Perlotti. I really like that core of linebackers that you're bringing in. I really liked Edwin Spillman last year. I thought he played in a lot of key moments where he was probably just kind of thrown in there. Probably didn't know exactly what he was doing, but he earned the trust to kind of go in there and do that. So, and really like Arion Carter, I think he could be a high draft pick for Tennessee next year if he can kind of take that next step and be that leader that we've kind of seen flashes of and videos and stuff. So I want to see him kind of take that next step, be better in coverage. Really like Jeremiah Thielander as well. So I just think you continue to recruit well at that position, and I think I like William Inge there. So I think you continue to get better. And those guys last year were just sophomores. So I think that next step in this defense is being not just a starter, but being a playmaker for the defense.
Yeah, it's like I touched on earlier. Carter and Thielander are the guys that you're going to run that defense through, and like they got to be your, those got to be your solid guys. They got to come out. They're seasoned. They need to lead from the front, and you're right, kind of take that step up. I mean, I think they did great last season, but to build the people underneath them and round out, just gotta go be dogs.
Caleb Herring was that other edge I was thinking about. I just could not think of it for some reason. Biggest surprise position group. Who you got?
Surprises in like
who's kind of under the radar, but who's gonna be pretty nice for Tennessee.
I mean, I'm excited to see the tight end group.
That's a good one.
I think it's going to add some star power. I mean, obviously, pending this Miles Kitselman injury, which last time I checked, it was like a torn pec or something. I don't think that's going to be that crazy. And then you got, is it Deshaun? I don't know.
Deshaun Brame. Yeah, you're right.
Pronunciation, because I want to say Deshaun, but Deshaun Brame coming in, and then Jack, I won't even try to say it, Van der Sloyer or whatever, Van Dersler.
Van der Sloyer, yeah.
Which there will be a nickname somewhere coming out of that. I just don't know when yet. But yeah, I'm confident in that group. I think obviously it all depends on Miles' health, but I would love to see us kind of, I don't know, take a peek with Ethan Davis and Miles at some two tight end spreads. Like, why not? I don't know, especially for the first couple of games, if his quarterback situation still is kind of on pins and needles and we're not too certain yet. I mean, it's worked. It's worked in this setup before. I mean,
yeah, I want to see Ethan Davis take that next step. Miles Kitselman, I think you're going to – I don't know how much better he could be next year. I mean, he had a ton of touchdowns. He had, over, I think, around 300-400 yards, something like that. I mean, he was really good for Tennessee. I mean – talking about surprise, he was the surprise of the entire team last year of how productive he was. Ethan Davis is
more of a surprise, him or Will Brooks? Who wins by play? I think Will Brooks having like two really big moments in the season, but I think you're right. Miles popped out. I don't think anybody expected it to be that big of a production boost. But
he was going to be your third tight end.
Yeah. But Will Brooks, I mean, turned into you had a 180 shift in your attitude towards that position. So,
yeah, it was going to be Ethan Davis, Holden Stays, and Miles Kitselman was there for depth.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the season, it was Miles Kitselman, Ethan Davis, Holden Stays. Ethan Davis, I mean, he's the most talented of the two when you look at prototypical bodies, but he just kind of got to get more physical to play in this league. And Miles Kitselman did that, and that's why he earned playing time, and that's why they threw him the football. And he was really good at that too. And I think just this tight end room as a whole is going to continue to help these quarterbacks out that don't have a ton of experience. Lean on those guys.
For sure.
Yeah, I like that most talented one. That's a good one. I'm going to go with biggest surprise.
Yeah.
I think biggest surprise for me is going to be I'm going to go safeties.
Okay.
I like Andre Turrentine. I think he can be a really good player in this league. He's got to do it consistently. But I'm real excited about Idris Farouk.
Yeah.
And I was excited for Jacoby Thomas, John Slaughter, those guys. But Idris Farouk, you're like, okay, I mean, this is a young guy, but he can fight and maybe win a job, this upcoming season. And, when he was out on the field, he flashed. He loves the hit. He flies around. So I'm curious to kind of what you can get with that safety group who, do lose Will Brooks, who was really productive. Turrentine elected to stay, and so I'm excited to see what that safety group can give, because I think there was more to be had last year and just the last couple of years in general. Like, you just want more from the safeties, more plays being made, more interceptions, stuff like that. But big hits would be nice. Like that little kid from a couple of years ago, he's like, I just want to see somebody get run over. Same.
Yeah,
Every day. I want to
There's a
see
big
it.
body back there. Just have your goals to. I mean, that was the biggest thing about Jacoby. Was like, I swore he wanted to murder somebody about every fifth tackle.
Yeah.
So I want to see that same kind of dog mentality in old school football.
Sure. Absolutely. Give me a young player you're excited to watch next season.
I'm still super high on Braylon Staley. I'm like, I'm just bought in with entirely no notion of proof. But I think him bouncing off Mike Matthews, kind of, being in that same offensive aspect, like the similar play styles, I'm super high on him. Obviously, Amari Jefferson coming in might shadow him a little bit, or like not make him stand out as much. But I think Braylon Staley is going to end up being one of those guys that's a big household name and someone that you're going to lean on in that offense.
Yeah. I like Braylon Staley. Him playing in the slot, I think, that's going to be fun to watch. I want to see more of 2022. I'm not calling him Jalen Hyde or anything like that, but like seeing a guy produce in the slot like Braylon Staley, get open, get the football, get upfield, make some yards after the catch. Tennessee just hasn't had yards after the catch since Jalen Hyde left. Yeah. And no offense to Squirrel, he was good, but man, I mean, it was every time he caught the ball, he was falling down or would get tackled too easy. Like, I want to see guys break some tackles, get to the next level, and go score a touchdown. So yeah, I'm excited to see Braylon Staley. I think my young player I'm excited to watch. I guess Ricky Gibson's going to be a junior technically. So maybe I won't say. I'll go Edwin Spillman at linebacker. I'm excited for Ricky Gibson. I think, he's another guy that we talked about, Mike Matthews. Like, you kind of made this whole thing about NIL and kind of put a target on your back. You got to go earn that. I think Ricky Gibson's going to do that this season. Especially with Jamon McCoy being a little hurt. Even when he's back in there, Ricky Gibson's going to get targeted because they want to get away from Jamon McCoy, which I totally get. So he's going to benefit from that. And the rest of those guys in that room is going to benefit for having a guy like Jamon McCoy, very similar to Joshua Josephs last year, benefited from being opposite of James Pierce.
Yeah.
You're not getting double teamed if James Pierce is on the opposite side of you. So, have a field day like those guys did. All right. I think that's all we got for some positions. You got anything else to kind of add to that?
I don't think so. I mean, it's as much football coverage as we can get in May. So
yeah,
it's closer to that.
We're over here deep in the off season, just going full on football for the majority of the show. I do want to mention a former Tennessee player, Brew McCoy, medically retiring. That was a shock. I think when it was weird when he did that, or when he wasn't getting like an undrafted free agent deal. I was like, I mean, somebody sign this guy. I mean, look what Juwan Jennings is doing in the NFL. I mean, speed, like the guy gives his all. He blocks players to the ground. He has good hands. I didn't understand him not signing. Now I understand. I mean, medically retiring, that's tough. He wants to get healthy. Hopefully he finds peace, gets completely healthy. And I mean, the guy's a smart kid. And, since he got to Tennessee, has just been nothing but great for this program. So I saw so many posts about like he was one of my favorite teammates at Tennessee. I think Grant Firking said that. A couple other former players said that. So It stinks that he's not able to continue to the next level, but he's going to do something great.
Yeah. Yeah, it
in
was
his
kind of sad. I mean,
professional career.
honestly, yeah, it was sad. I mean, I love to see him go on and coach. I mean, you're right. He's smart. Like he's got such a good knowledge of how that position's played, and just a smart kid. And yeah, it was obviously pretty sad to see that go down how it happened. And obviously, that factored into his desireness, from professional teams. So yeah, I mean,
And
it's
that's
brutal.
gotta suck for him to just kind of call those teams to be like, "Hey, thanks, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not healthy." So
No,
props for him for doing that because a lot of people
no,
be like,
yeah,
"Yeah, I'll
it's hard to
definitely
take him off away
sign."
from it.
Yeah, but because I think there would be a spot, and I don't know if he's a starter or anything like that, but I'm sure any locker room would be ecstatic to have Brew McCoy in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a glue guy. I mean, he's not even talking about his performance on the field. He's just a down to earth kind of kid. Knoxville grabbed onto him very very highly, and the NIL deals, and just his personality, and the brews and everything. Like, just a yeah.
Brew.
Like it's good to see him. No, I mean, I'm surprised because again, you would think he would go take it and at least try, and then just be injured to gotten his dipped his toes into the NFL a little bit, but it's not an easy choice, and so you gotta give him all the props in the world for knowing when it's time to walk away and taking care of yourself before your profession, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, before we get into baseball, guys, go check out Rowback, rowback.com. Use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off that first purchase. Yeah, a little slight right there. Little Joey show that thing off. Yeah, go check them out. You got great polos. And they got everything you could ask for. They got shorts, they got swim trunks, they got hats, they got pants, joggers, hoodies, pullovers, whatever you need, they got it over there at rowback.com. Again, use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off that first purchase. All right. Little baseball talk. It's
Yeah, talk to me, dude.
it's put up or shut up right now for Tennessee baseball. They just haven't played well the last couple weeks. Kind of got kicked in the teeth. Losing that one Friday at LSU was tough. And you've kind of put yourself in a hole since then. You could have won that series, kind of wrote that wrong that you had at Kentucky. But now we're looking at, you've lost 3 series in a row for, I think, the first time ever under Tony Vitello. And you've lost 4 of your last 5 series. That's just not good. And you're not scoring runs. And that's the bottom line. This offense is not producing at a high level like they were earlier in the season. For whatever reason, I know, like the Gavin Keelan injury, like when that happened, it seems like it kind of took the breath or took the air out of the sails. I don't know exactly what it was, but Dean Curley's been cold, and Dalton Margo started really hot in the SEC play, and he's kind of cooled down a little bit too. I know he had a big game again on Saturday, kind of tying that thing and then getting the huge bunt to put Tennessee in a position to walk it off there on Saturday. But then Sunday, you just laid an egg. Like you kind of had all that momentum to, you finish up that first game, win it, and then you have all the momentum and you just crap it away in the 3rd and 5th inning where you gave up so many runs. But Saturday, the crazy part is you win that game. You had 17 hits and 5 runs. Like that's
How do you even do that?
You're getting base runners, but you're not getting them around. So you're not doing any small ball. You're not moving guys over. You're not bunting. You're not stealing. Like they're not doing anything to put pressure on opposing pitchers. So they're able to just go after guys. And if they give up a single, whatever, we can get 3 outs before that guy comes around and scores. So got to keep leaving guys on base. Tennessee's got to hit more home runs too. I think at one point it was like 5 games without a home run, or you had 1 home run in 5 games, something like that. And they've done fine in the midweek games, but on the weekends when it matters, the bats just go cold. Besides Hunter Inslee's, apparently. Hunter Inslee's red hot. He's been a singles machine for Tennessee, but they live so much off the long ball the last few years, and it's just not coming in bunches like it has.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the hangover's got to like be really tough, obviously, as fans and as a team. But like, it's what happened. It's you go win a national championship, and now you're a mid-level SEC baseball team. Like that's now. I think as I saw earlier today, we're still projected, obviously projected to be able to host, but that is a really poor game or two out the window. So. Yeah, you got to kind of reason with it. Can they get hot? Sure. Still a talented ass baseball team from what we've seen. But it's kind of like you said, it feels like what we were talking about basketball year. It's like, damn, okay. Like we're kind of we keep saying this each week, and you gotta get hot, and you gotta find it, and then they don't find it. And it's it's way harder to get streaky and win deep into the summer and onward than it is in basketball. So you really got to turn these last series around against Vanderbilt and Arkansas. So get pissed off, go kill them. At least get hot now.
Yeah, if there's any kind of fight left in this baseball team, it needs to come out this weekend, because I hate Vanderbilt more than anything during baseball season.
Yeah,
Tennessee baseball players should absolutely hate that program for everything they stand for the Whistler, for Tim Corbin checking bats, all that shit. Like, this is our state. Man up, hit the freaking baseball, pitch the baseball, defend behind the pitchers, and go win. Tennessee's way too talented to be playing like this. They're having too many errors. Their bullpen hasn't been great. Sunday starting pitching has been atrocious. Start Tegan Coons. Tegan Coons is your best pitcher on Sunday. Start him, and if you're not going to start him, start Nate Snead or somebody. I love AJ Russell, but at the same time, he's not helping you. It's not working. Fix something. Dean Curley is struggling at the top of the lineup. He needs to move down. He's moved down one spot. He probably needs to move down further. Gavin Keelan is your shortstop going forward. And then whatever you do at third base, I think Tennessee needs a spark. I would put Jay Abernathy at left field, put Dalton Bargo at third. And that would be I think you have Levi Clark. He's starting to hit the ball a lot better. I think, excuse me. Did you see that? Whatever. Yeah, put Jay Abernathy in left field, and at least when he gets on base, he's going to take second.
I mean, if you have 17 hits with 5 runs, the bats are there. They're not in the right order, clearly.
Yeah.
So
100%.
You're right. If you need to move Dean Curley down further, mix it around a little bit, because that's
Put Andrew Fisher gets on base more than anybody in the SEC. Put him second.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's lefty. Keelan, and then Fisher, Inslee, and then you can have, if you want to have Bargo or Clark, and then Dean Curley somewhere there. He'll figure it out eventually. He's just not right now. So moving down in the lineup and let him get some confidence back.
Yeah. Because the bats have to get hot. That's the biggest thing. Is like you said, the scoring. Like, you're not going to go on any sort of setup. You're not going to set up any run. Winning games 5-4. So,
yeah. And Reese has been cold a little bit too, but he has such a good arm and a good glove that I think you kind of let that one roll. I like Chris Newstrom. He had that walk off the other day, and then he had I think he hit a bomb in the midweek game. So I want to see him continue to hit the ball. But right now, I think Tennessee needs some help getting a spark from somebody. I think Abernathy could give you that. Now, if he strikes out a couple times, then go to Newstrom. and let him play left field. But I think Bargo at third is your best option. Peoples is hitting the ball better. Yeah, Tennessee just needs to get a spark. They need
this weekend's the perfect opportunity.
And just win. Figure out how to win. Like, it's like this team forgot how to just like finish. It was good to see them get that win on, I guess, game 2 against Auburn, but then you come right out and just lay an egg. Like, continue that momentum. Like, have some fight to you. Tennessee, like, under Tony Vitello, they've had so much fight in every single one of those teams, but this year I don't know, it's just been a little different lately. And I don't know if that's just losing, but now we're getting into crunch time. We're like, hey, if you're gonna make some noise and the goal is to get back to Omaha, it's getting a little late to figure that out.
Yeah, well, you like to see Tony fired up this last weekend. Like, he's obviously like, if you need, I mean, I not a doubt in my mind, if you need a coach to rally the troops and get, talent can only do so much. But I mean, at least from a mental aspect, getting the team fired up and ready to in-state rivalry again. Tony V's your guy for this weekend. Those kids should go in absolutely fuming, pissed off. Like, you're playing defense, but at the same time, you need to also go play offense, as in go score more. But own the state, make it a little brother, big brother situation. Get them fired up, and let's go sweep them.
And like the other day, you won a game because your player who just tied up the game with a home run in the 9th inning did a sacrifice bunt.
Mm-hmm.
Do a little bit more small ball. I know that's not our MO, but right now you're not hitting the ball out of the park like you have been. So I think you need to try something else.
Yeah, I agree.
And that bullpen needs to get figured out too, because I mean, I know they lost Kirby and, a lot of really good arms, Aaron Combs and some of those guys out of the bullpen from last year, but I mean, no one has been super consistent. Braden Krenzel, since he's been back, he's been okay. I want to see him a little bit more because I think he was really good before he, got sick. I think Marcus Phillips and Liam Doyle are pitching good enough to win. It's like you just need to finish teams. Nate Snead has to be better. Like, he's getting hit, and it's causing you to lose ball games. Tanner Franklin needs to be better. I'm all for challenging hitters, but we need to get outs. So, yeah, just need to figure it out. It's all just the talent's there. You just got to kind of put guys in the right place to win ball games. And I don't know. Like, Tennessee did make a shift in that 2023 season that led them to go to Omaha. Could Gavin Keelan and then moving up maybe Andrew Fisher to second really help this team? Or maybe like we were talking about, Devin brought it up too, have Bargo at third and Jay Abernathy in there a little bit, or Chris Newstrom. One of those guys needs to play. I like Manny Marin a whole lot. I think when he's in a college weight room for a couple of years, he handles the bat well. Right now, it's just long outs. So when he gets in a college weight room, I think he's going to hit a lot of home runs as a little guy. But right now, it's not been great. Just an out. So have some guys that want to compete, find your best 9, and let's go beat Vanderbilt and then take it to Arkansas, and let's get back to playing Tennessee baseball, and let's make a run.
Yeah. Are you going to the games this weekend? I
think I'm going Friday. I don't know about Saturday and Sunday. Probably not. But I'll be watching.
Yeah. Whether you want
you want to fill this thing up. Like, this was the weekend to do it, but you're playing your worst baseball, and
you're running out of time. So
yep, need to figure it out. God, I hate Vanderbilt. I hate Vanderbilt.
Use that fire, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, nothing like you go sweep Vanderbilt, you're back.
Yeah.
All that was who cares?
Yeah, totally.
Start over. But got to go do it. You're at home. Tennessee's got to figure out to win at home again, too. Good Lord.
Yeah, it's bad. Real
That
bad.
doesn't make me want to go to games. We keep losing at home. All right. Any questions?
Fire if you got them.
If y'all want to drop those in the chat, you're more than welcome to. I did want to ask you some of your favorite Tennessee photos, like Tennessee sports photos.
Ooh, that's a good one. Of all time?
All time. Yeah.
I don't remember which coach it is, laying just absolutely face down, arms spread out in the grass after the loss.
That's a good one.
But that one's just, it's way too relatable. I mean, the fucking that was
Galden.
Yeah.
Double birds. That's a good
yeah.
one.
I got Rashawn Golden. Jesus. What year was that? That was 2016? Or was it?
No, that wasn't.
No, it wasn't that far back.
Was that 2017?
Yeah, 2017. I mean, the 2017 roster pulled up right away, so I'd have to assume that was. I think he was putting on a highlight tape.
Yeah, it was after 2016 because that was Cam Sutton and that team. And that was a really bad football team, so I assume it was 2017.
Yeah. What else?
A really bad football team.
God, there's got to be. No, I'm missing so many. I mean, the picture of actually. Oh, it's the one behind you. I think. There's a billion pictures of it, but the stadium is absolutely full after the Bama game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Student on top of the
goalpost
getting carried out. I've got plenty of pictures that have never been publicly displayed that would probably make the top 5 of that leaderboard.
I think definitely the picture of Alabama player like on all fours as Jalen Hyatt's running toward the end zone.
That's got to be one of the best clips of all time.
Yeah,
the slow-mo, the way he just rolls over and just looks over and then looks back down.
And then Leonard Little over the Auburn player. That's a good one.
The fans getting arrested. That's Tennessee fans getting arrested. When
that
old retro one back in the 90s.
Yeah, we posted the stumble fumble.
Yeah. Bruce Pearl in the student section.
Yeah.
With Pat.
I think there's a picture of, I think Admiral Schofield hits a game-winning shot against maybe Gonzaga.
It was Gonzaga, yeah, at the top of the key.
And then he like runs up in the stands and just looks back with a mean face. That's a good one.
Grant Williams, like mid gator chomp, and you got all the fans like flipping them off. You can just see them.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
in the
that's a good
background.
one. The Jawan Jennings burning Tease Tabor is a great one. I'm trying to think of what else.
The one of
there's one of Chris Lofton over Durant, right?
Yeah,
I know that's one of the all-time plays. Oh, Jawan Jennings.
Yeah,
the Hail Mary.
Yeah, any picture with Eve Pons just being 3 inches above the rim. There's a picture of, it's not the famous picture, it's more the moment, but it was a Jordan bound and inbound alley-oop, and there's just like a really good picture where he's like really high up in the ball, like you can tell it's going in. The one after the national championship with Tony and the coaches, Rick Barnes and Josh Heupel there.
Yeah,
which is like a cool, like it's more of a fun
moment. Johnny Majors getting carried off the field, shaking Bear Bryant's hand. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some old ones. I didn't even look at the tweet today. I didn't even see that we put that out.
I think it was yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. I'm sure there were some gyms in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing a bunch. Oh, here we go. Oh,
The Fearless Price.
Yeah.
Catch in the national championship. That's a good one.
Damn. Yeah, there's some good. Oh, the throw up.
Oh, yeah. Who was that? It was a JUCO guy. I can't remember what his name was. Anyway. Drew Gilbert after he hit the grand slam.
Yeah.
Against Wright
There's
State.
some better baseball ones in there somewhere.
Yeah, the one Max Ferguson hit against Arkansas was a really good one. I'm biased because I'm in it.
Oh, there you go. Whatever screenshot of Toto after he said all that bullshit and then got shut up.
Like him in the press conference, just like crying.
Yeah.
Brian Maurer Scorpion.
Which one's that?
His legs are like over. I think it was against Mississippi State.
That one.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
Shout out Brian Maurer.
Jeremy Pruitt with his net gator all the way up over his face. I'm trying to think of it. The Brew McCoy of him having the cigar after the Alabama game in 2022.
Jalen Hyatt with Peyton Manning. Same.
Yeah.
Smoking a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Nico's recruiting photo shoot now that we can laugh at it.
Oh, God.
With the G-Wagon.
Yeah. That's epic.
Maybe that's all it was. He just didn't get the G-Wagon.
Who knows? I can't think of any more. I'm sure I could. Oh, Hunter Inslee slide in the national championship. Hunter Inslee run into the wall.
I'll say it, the eye black on the wall.
Yeah.
Peyton leading the band. That's a good one.
Leading the band's a good one. Yep.
Hendon Hooker leading the band. Still a good one.
Mm-hmm. I think just the picture of. I think there's an overhead picture of Tennessee fans taking over LSU.
Hell yeah.
I think it's more of a clip, but probably would be a good picture. Yeah, tons of good ones.
Reminiscing.
Yep. I think there's a good picture of, or at least a good clip of Kamal Hadden getting that pick six against South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, clips you could go on for days. That 2022 college game day intro.
Yeah.
Zooming through the river, and then, oh, God, it gets me so far. Yeah. Jordan Beck flipping off center field.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Second.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Yeah, if y'all have any more, drop those in the chat there. Any stupidities?
I'm sure I've got them in here somewhere. Sucks because throughout the week you'll take a screenshot being like, this is such good. And then you take so many damn screenshots throughout the days that you just lose track of them. I don't know if you have any while I look. Where y'all go? It's been a while since we had those.
Have you seen Katy Perry like run around the stage?
No, I'm kind of tired of hearing about her just after the space thing, and then.
It's awful.
Do you mean like for a concert she's like running around?
Yeah, she just like run like it's like the worst run I've ever seen in my life. She runs like our friend Chad.
Sorry, Chad, for the
And he would understand like how
unwanted
bad it is.
heat. It's funny.
Seeing if I could find some like really. Ooh, one of my favorites is Velus Jones scoring a touchdown at Kentucky, and there's a Kentucky fan just like bent over the wall. That's one of my favorites.
It's every like weekend and then Monday meme.
Oh, we forgot a great one. It's a recent one, but it's great.
Oh, that's true. See, that one got so
Kai flipping off Kentucky logo.
I've got one, but I gotta find the video.
Rick Barnes in the Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses. Ooh, I can go on for days about the Tennessee Blake Burke and Christian Moore their freshman year wearing the Florida helmets.
Oh yeah, see, there's so many that you forget about that you know are good. I got the stupidity. Watch this video really quick. So your typical bar fight going on.
Oh, I've seen this.
Pulls out the just WWE move full bar fight, which I love.
I love that he like hit his elbow and just like tackled him. Didn't even like hit him with the elbow.
He was like, "Oh shit, I actually did this. I gotta look, you make sure I don't land like awkwardly." Trying to think of any other pictures. I know there's a billion out there.
Yeah. I have another stupidity. It's so Jared Curtis, 5-star quarterback out of Nashville, committed to Georgia. That's cool, whatever. Don't really care. We got our guy in that class, so he's also a 5-star. They have Hayes Fawcett put out his graphic, and there's a barbed wire fence behind him.
Dude. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, for a Georgia player, you just can't have that. It's tough. It's a tough scene.
Did you see the Winnipeg Jets video?
I don't think so.
I'll save you.
Oh my God, that's real?
Yeah. So there's one team in one league every year that, and again, maybe I think they're tricking us. I think this is the point, is it's supposed to be so cringy that it's actually good social media marketing. So maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Good social media marketing. Because there's no way you make that and you go, hell yeah. Now I know Canadians, they like to be they're a little corny. So maybe that was all it was about.
Yeah, that reminded me of Missouri.
Oh God.
Yeah. Any more stupidities?
I don't think so. I'm looking for any more. I don't think so.
All right. Well, guys, thank y'all for listening so much. We have a big announcement. We are teaming up with a new sports book in the state of Tennessee, VIP Play. You can go download the app, VIP Play, I think TN. Starting on Monday, that will be the release date, the launch date. So Monday, you can go download the app, use promo code MORETN, and you can bet $5, get a $100 free bet. And yeah, just go. I mean, $5, get a chance to win 100. It's a no-brainer. I got to take a look at the app today. It's really cool, really well done. I think y'all are going to like it. So just be on the lookout for that. We'll post it on social media where you can go download that app and start that code and get those free bets in. And hopefully you continue to bet there. You've given FanDuel and DraftKings some of your money. It's time to move on to a better.
It's $5. It's fun. It's new. You get to go try it. Yeah, you're good.
And if you win, you probably stay there. If not, then
right. And we promote healthy. We promote healthy gambling. Don't be dumb. But don't. But $5. Yeah, that sounds bad. I don't want to be an advisor but for those of you that are willingly going and putting $25 on the stupidest parlay I've ever seen in my entire life, go put $5 on it and then get 100 in free bet. Yep. And you can bang it on Vols to win the national championship for baseball. Probably retire 2 years early.
Yeah. Again, got to use that code MORETN. So keep an eye out for that on Monday. Thank y'all again for listening. Been a little rocky for Tennessee baseball, but we're bringing the boat in. It's Vanderbilt week, baby. Get ready. We out.